weather or what, but I'm just feeling like talking about everything today. So let's do it. Um, Here's a controversial topic that is probably going to get people either happy or unhappy, and it's like completely polarized, but whatever, let's do it. Girl best friends for your boyfriend, yes or no? What are your thoughts? Me, personally, with the two experiences that I've gone through, hell no. Absolutely not. Girl best friends just seem to cause trouble and make things worse. But everyone has their own experiences and everyone has their own opinions, and I'm not trying to argue with them. I'm just sharing my point of view on the topic, and I just think we should have an open discussion about it. So let's do that. Girl best friends, I think they're a problem. I think they cause issues in relationships. I think people get jealous. I think there's fighting. And ultimately, you end up breaking up. That's just the reality. So here's my two stories about girl best friends. And if you have a similar story, leave a comment down below. Okay, girl best friends. I was dating this guy, and he'd known this girl since like high school. And she was his best friend. He told her everything, and I mean like absolutely everything that was going on in our relationship. And that's ultimately why we broke up, because my my past relationship that I went through was horrible. So bad. Like, I've got so much trauma from it, and it's like still affects me today. So I got together with this guy, and it was my first relationship after the relationship that I had been in. And I was feeling uncertain about things. I was uncomfortable about things. I did not like some of the things that he was doing, and I brought it up to him, and I'm like, hey, like, this makes me uncomfortable. Can you please like fix it? And I know some people say, well, like, that was before you, it doesn't matter. And there's certain boundaries in a relationship that you just have to respect, because that's the right thing to do if you love this person. So there was a bunch of photos on his phone from like previous girlfriends, exes, like sites of like websites where people were like not dressed appropriately. And I'm like, hey, can you delete these photos off your phone? And it was a huge issue. And he's like, I don't see the point. Like, why is this such an issue? You're just insecure. And there was a whole bunch of other issues that were going on too. And so it just got to the point where he's like, you're insecure, you don't trust me, like, there's all these issues going on. And I found out that, yeah, he was sharing all of these things with his girl best friend, and she was telling him, your girlfriend's insecure, she doesn't trust you, like, you should be with me instead. And after reading all of these things, I was just like, you know what, if you're basically going to take what she's saying, which is that I'm insecure and that I have all these issues, and put that on to me, then we probably shouldn't be together. Because obviously her opinion matters more than how I'm feeling and what my opinion is. And so that relationship ended for very obvious reasons, that basically his girl best friend was running our relationship instead of it being between the two of us. Now, my second experience with girl best friends, this guy lived next to this girl, next door neighbors. They had slept together a few years ago, and so they're like maybe 10 feet apart between houses. And I said, like, hey, I have a problem with this. Like, you're right next to her, you're next door neighbors. She's texting him at like 11, 12 o'clock at night, being like, oh, I'm bored, do you want to come over and like hang out with me? And instead of being like, no, I think that's inappropriate because I have a girlfriend, he's like, oh, do you want to do a rain check? Oh, maybe we can do this later. And I'm like, what part of that is not, like, what part of that is appropriate to you? What do you not understand that that's wrong? Like, you shouldn't be texting somebody at 11, 12 o'clock at night when you're dating somebody and saying, oh yeah, let's hang out later instead of right now. Like, just don't do it. And I brought it up to him and I said, like, hey, like, I'm uncomfortable with this. I don't appreciate, you talking to this girl at 11, 12 o'clock at night when she's asking you to come over into her bedroom, and instead of being like, no, I think that's inappropriate, you're like, oh, let's just do it later instead. So instead of actually dealing with the issue, he just kept defending her, and it got to the point where I was like, hey, you know what, either like you have to choose me. And I hate giving ultimatums. I don't give ultimatums, but I'm like, you know what, like, my peace of mind and my feeling of comfort in this relationship has been severely compromised. And so I feel like either we need to work on this and we need to choose our relationship security and how we are together and work on that and find a way to deal with it. And she probably needs to go. Like, that's completely inappropriate. And it wasn't just one time that she was like, hey, do you want to come over at like 11 o'clock at night? It was multiple times. And each time, instead of being like, hey, this is really inappropriate, I have a girlfriend, he was always like, oh, can we do it later? Oh, I'm busy. And there was a time when he actually went out into a field at night at 10 o'clock and met her alone. And he was like, oh, well, we didn't do anything. Like, we just hung out, we just talked. And I'm like, at 10 o'clock at night, alone, in the middle of nowhere, and you're expecting me to believe this? Like, what the heck? So obviously that relationship ended as well. And that is just my view on girl best friends, that I don't think that they are good for relationships. And if you have a different opinion, that is completely fair, and I'm not going to argue that just based on my experience. I don't think it's a good thing.